Hello?
Yo, hello.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Nothing much, dude. You've got echo.
Yeah, I know it's my mic. I'm sorry, man. You're gonna hear this.
Would you be able to fix it?
No, I can't fix this. I've tried it. I need a new mic. I just mute myself so you hear this.
Sorry?
I mute myself so that way you shouldn't hear an echo once I mute myself.
No. How am I gonna speak to you if you mute yourself?
Okay, if I mute myself, I can still hear you, but you won't be able to hear me because I muted me. I didn't mute
fine,
you.
bro. It's fine. It's not that bad. It should be okay.
So what you want to talk
What do you
about?
exactly want to talk about?
Oh yeah, you posted some stuff about Islam over there, and I was like, nah.
I've not had a debate, but I've spoken to you before.
Yep, yes you have.
Probably on a different account. I've got a few. You're the guy that points out people's logical fallacies.
Yes, I am. I try to, at least.
Yeah, you kind of overdo it though. I'm not gonna lie.
I overdo it. What way do you mean?
Yeah.
What's up? I mean, I like criticism, so if I'm doing something wrong, I like to be told.
Sometimes it might not be a logical fallacy, but instead of answering the question or something, you'll just call it a logical fallacy.
Oh, okay.
Get out close.
Well, at any moment, anyone can say, no, what I actually meant was ... Like, when I say, hey, that's a logical fallacy, I don't just leave it at that. I explain why it's a logical fallacy. Like, what about it is incorrect, that type of thing.
Yeah, but not every logical fallacy is incorrect.
I understand that, which is why the other person has every opportunity to say, oh, hey, that thing that you believe, not true. And then I'll say, oh, hey, okay.
It's a meaningful dialogue.
Right, it's a meaningful dialogue. So the other person has to...
Not meaningful dialogue. Hold
Dude,
on.
the other person has to correct it. If I say one thing and the other person never corrects it, then how is that on me? Like, if someone misrepresents what I said...
I told my friend as well, it's pointless talking to you because all we're debating is screenshots.
All the debating is screenshots?
Exactly.
Well, if you ignore the information that I write, of course it's just going to be screenshots. You have to actually read the information that's in there. I mean, I don't just send a screenshot and that's it. I post a screenshot and then next to it there's a lot of words. Are you not reading the words or are you just looking at the screenshots?
Well, the screenshot has the words, right? You can't have the words without the screenshot?
No. The screenshot is just one thing. It can have words in there, but I also add words next to the screenshot as well to explain myself. Like, I don't just post a screenshot. I explain myself.
That's why I like talking to people in a party, because then you can understand each other better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. So maybe, you had the wrong idea of me?
Yeah, because most of the time I just see you posting screenshots, that's all I see.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You're not looking at the stuff that's next to the screenshot.
No, I look at everything. I'm not blind.
So I'm not just posting screenshots.
Well, obviously you're not, but that's most of what you do, right?
No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't mostly post screenshots. I post screenshots to specific people who are trying to say one thing. So if let's say, for example, I'll give you an example. If someone says, if I said, I'm trying to think of an example here. The sky isn't blue, right? That person would then tell me something like, no, it is blue because all the scientists said so. And then I would tell them, well, no, that's an argument from...
authority.
Exactly, it's an appeal to authority. Just because the scientist said it was blue doesn't make it blue. I'm looking at the sky right now, it's black because it's nighttime, so the sky isn't blue. And then and that's the type of thing that I would write. I would post the appeal to authority and what it means as a screenshot, but then next to the screenshot, I'll explain An appeal to this is an appeal to authority
Yeah, but
because you're.
he's not incorrect though.
Yes, he is.
He's not necessarily incorrect.
He
No,
is.
he's not.
If you're
Appeal to
using.
authority.
Mhm.
You can still appeal to authority, but doesn't mean
No, you
your
can't.
statement is incorrect.
No, you can't appeal to authority. That's the fallacy. If you appeal to authority for your belief, then you're not basing it on reason. You're basing it off of that person's beliefs. You're not doing it yourself.
Basing it upon evidence.
No, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to explain. Appealing to authority is not evidence. A scientist telling a person telling you the words, "I am a scientist, trust me because I'm a scientist," that's an appeal to authority. You don't trust people just because they say something.
What about if there's a consensus of scientists that say the same thing?
Right, that's will be groupthink. Just because a bunch of scientists, like here's an example. There was something called phlogiston. They actually believed that the ether. There was something called an ether, and they thought that there was like this thing all around us, this ether, and all of science thought that. Most scientists thought that. It wasn't until someone made experiments to test it out and said, no, it's not real. That wasn't until then that people didn't believe it. So all of science in that time would have told you, hey, the ether is real. That's an appeal to authority. And then the groupthink, the appeal to, I forgot what it's called, ad populum, the argument ad populum, the appeal to popularity, which is, there's a lot of, almost every scientist believes this, therefore it must be true. That's another fallacy. Just because a bunch of people believe something doesn't make it true. You have to have reasons behind it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Why
what's up?
are you so into all of this logical fallacies?
Because knowing whether or not something is true is important. If you just believe false things, or if you believe true things for the wrong reasons, you can be tricked. So in learning logical fallacies, you avoid being tricked. Things like,
Okay.
I believe it because the guy in the white coat said so. And I'll give you a real life example too. You could go to an office, a clinic, and then the guy's there wearing a white coat. He is talking all this medical jargon to you. He gives you a test for you to spit in, and he comes back and he says, "You got cancer. I need $5,000 from you, and then I'll fix you." Like, this is a scam. And there's actually a guy over here in Florida, I forgot his name, that was doing this actual scam. He made his own website. He looks just like a doctor and everything. He just got arrested because he was scamming people pretending to be a doctor for this very thing, because people trusted the fact that he was wearing a white coat.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone, just because someone says something doesn't make it true. That's the appeal to that's an anecdotal fallacy too. Just like the fallacies are there. They've been there since like the Greeks wrote them down, because they recognize that these are bad reasons to believe things. You don't want to believe them because of these. So if you hit a logical fallacy, it's like a pitfall.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to play around with this.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone believes killing is bad, is killing bad?
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain. If everyone believes that killing is bad, it doesn't make it bad.
So what would be the reason why killing is bad?
Because that person's life has ended. They are no longer able to continue.
Yeah, but why is that bad?
I explained why. Because that person's life ended and they wouldn't be allowed to continue.
But what makes
You
that
don't
bad?
think there's anything wrong with stopping someone's life from continuing?
I'm just trying to get behind the understanding of morality of murder.
Well, murder and killing are two different things.
They're the same thing.
No. See, if someone comes into my home and tries to kill me, I'm going to shoot them in the face. That's not murder.
Okay. So one is self-defense and the other one is...
Well, of course,
No,
yeah. Murder is not self-defense. You're correct. That's the opposite.
Well, I'm talking about murder here. Killing for no reason.
Killing, now you're being specific. Killing for no reason. No, even if everyone says murder is okay, it doesn't mean murder is okay. I'm talking about just killing in general, just someone dying. Like, I'm here, you're there. For me to kill you, I would need a reason for it. You would have to come to attack me. And it's not just like verbally attack. I mean like actually try to take my life. So it's like equal force.
I don't want you to go too far with this. It's just an example.
Yeah. Equal force, man.
Is it objectively wrong? Is murder objectively wrong?
Yes, because it ends the life of the person you murdered unjustly. Not only that, but you yourself are now a murderer. So now that is weighing on you. So not only did you kill that person, but you're also slowly killing yourself.
No, but that's
If I murder,
in your opinion.
no, it's not an opinion. I just explained to you why. It's not an opinion. It's an objective fact that if I go to murder someone, I will be fundamentally different. Because now in my head, I will have.
So, ending a life is wrong.
Ending a life, no, that's the thing. It depends on context. If someone's coming to attack me and they try to end my life, I am justified in ending their lives instead. Because that person, if I only injure them, they can easily just come back and try to kill me again. So I need to make sure that my future self is secure and my current self, my present self is secure. And I have to do that by ending the person who's trying to kill me.
It's wrong until you have a justification.
To kill someone? Yeah. And the justification better be equal force. So if the person isn't trying to kill you, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be justifying like, oh, he spit at me, so I killed him. Like that. That's how the Japanese had that morality for a long time in when the samurai were in the feudal states, where if you looked at them wrong, they could kill you, and that was a justification. It's like, oh, he disrespected me, therefore I'm allowed to kill him. And it's like, no. For me, it has to be self-defense. So if someone comes at me with a sword, that's when I can kill them with the sword. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Simple as that. If you go out trying to kill people, you get to get killed. I mean, you lost your right to not get killed.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that was just a basic question. I didn't want you to go on the whole lecture.
Yeah, that's fine. I got a poem for you. Let me read it out for you real quick, okay? It's by John Donne. The poem is called "No Man Is an Island," and
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Before you do that.
Mm-hmm.
What point are you coming from? Like, what beliefs are you coming from?
What beliefs? I'm an American. I go by the Constitution and what's objectively moral, what's right. It's about recognizing both situations, both the person who's attacking and the person who's defending, whether or not the person attacking is doing it for justified reasons.
What are your beliefs?
I'm explaining to you my beliefs. What do you mean?
Do you have any religious beliefs? Are you anti-religious? What are your beliefs?
I'm anti-theist, if that's what you're asking. I'm against theism.
Or why are you against theism?
Because I believe theism stops people from understanding this poem I'm about to read to you.
Okay, go ahead.
No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manner of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Do you like that poem?
I don't really get it, to be honest.
Yeah, I can help you out. I understand. It's written in a different style, so it's got words in there that aren't very modern. But the most important part is the ending. It fully encapsulates like what the poem means. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind. What they're trying to say with the "No man is an island" is if you're in isolation, you're alone on an island, and something happens to you, nothing happens to the other islands. You're separate from them. But we're not an island. We're not. Each person is not an island. Each person is part of the continent. So if something happens to, let's say, a rock gets washed away by the sea, the continent is now the lesser. So in this symbolic gesture, the rock would be a person, another, my fellow man. It has died, and the sea has washed him away. Now us, the continent, is now the lesser. And
why do you say theists don't understand this?
Oh, because of the last three lines. And therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. One of the issues is with theism that these people think that there's a God out there looking out for them and taking care of them, and that once they die, they're going to go to a happy place. Or a sad place, depending on your beliefs. And the fact of the matter is that none of that has been proven true. None of that is true. We don't know when we're going to die. There is no God protecting you, making sure that you stay alive. And on top of that, you're going to die eventually. It's going to end. The party, at some point, someone's going to tap you on the shoulder at the party you're at, and they're going to say, hey, it's time to go. You don't want to leave the party, but once you leave, the party keeps going. That the party is life.
It's just going to go on forever?
The party of life? The party here goes on forever. Eventually, someone's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, it's time to go. So no. For each person individually, no. The party ends at some point, but the party itself will keep going until...
Well, obviously, that's like, even a child knows that.
No, that's the problem. A child knows that, but adults force children to stop believing that. And then these children grow up thinking that when they die, they're going to go to another place that they're going to keep living. They don't understand what death is. Like, do you believe that once you die here on Earth, you're going to stop living? Or do you think that you're going to go into some paradise?
It's not as straightforward, is it?
You got an afterlife, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we do have an afterlife.
Right,
yes.
and that's what I'm saying is one of the issues with theism. It gives people the belief of an afterlife when none is warranted. Why are you living your life for the next when this is the one you have? That's the point. You shouldn't be living your life towards an afterlife. You should be living this life.
But why are you trying to dictate the way I should live?
No, that's the thing. The religion that you're in is trying to dictate the way you should live, and I'm trying to tell you that you shouldn't allow it to.
But who are you to say that?
I am a human being that's better than your God.
You're just arrogant then, basically.
No, I'm not arrogant. I'm telling you that I'm better than your God.
Yeah, but you're arrogant.
No, I'm not arrogant. I'm better than your God.
That's arrogance.
No, that's not arrogance. I know I'm better than your God because I've read the book and I've seen the actions that it demands of followers. I mean, Islam itself means submission. You're demanding people to be a slave to you. That's horrible. Any person who demands worship is undeserving of it. Like it's ridiculous to think that that someone who says worship me or else is deserving of it.
You're full of yourself, to be honest. You need to hear the other side of the story.
I am hearing the other side of the story. Go ahead, tell me. You're the other side. Tell me what I'm saying wrong. Instead of telling me that I'm foolish, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
I said you're full of yourself. That's what I said.
Sure, full of myself. That's fine. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
You're arrogant as well.
Okay, see, I'm arrogant, but none of that has told me anything. You can keep insulting me, but none of that's going to change anything that I said.
Yeah, no, I'm just pointing it out. I'm not trying to change it.
I know you're pointing out that that's your opinion, but again, you're not giving me anything else to go by. All you're saying is you're arrogant, and that's it.
A lot of what you said is your opinion.
No, a lot of what I said is actually true.
You said, no, it's not true. You saying you're better than my God,
Yes, I am.
that's your opinion.
That's not my opinion, that's true.
How is that true?
I explained it, and I'll explain it again. Your God demands submission, I do not. I'm better than your God.
That doesn't make you better.
Yes, it does. Any person who demands worship is the lesser. If you need to demand, hey, worship me, or else I'll hurt you, that's not a good person. That's a tyrant. That's fascism. That's evil.
In your opinion.
No, not in my opinion. That is evil. Worship me or else I'll
You just don't understand. You just don't understand it.
No, I do understand it. It's pretty much that. Do it or else.
Misunderstanding happens with everyone. It's okay.
All right. Well, tell me what I'm misunderstanding then.
The way you're looking at it, I can see the perspective the way you're looking at it.
Uh-huh. Keep going. What's wrong with my perspective?
Do you see the way you put it?
I know the words I said. What's wrong with my perspective?
Do you think a theist will say the same thing?
Do I think no, but that's the problem. Someone who's theist is stuck in there. It's like Stockholm syndrome. Do you know what Stockholm syndrome is?
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about you.
How could you? I don't worship anyone.
I could say you're stuck in your ways.
But I'm not. I'm asking you for what I'm doing wrong. Like you're just saying these things, and you can say them, but they're not true. You have to actually like give a reason for it. Like I could say you're a pig. It doesn't make it true.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So you can say I'm arrogant, still doesn't make it true. You have to actually follow up with that.
You're saying theists are stuck in their ways?
No, I didn't say that. When did I say that? When did I say that, dude?
What did you say exactly?
I said
You said they're stuck in
people who are theists.
They're stuck in...
Listen,
Yeah,
people who are... Why are you putting words in my mouth? I never said that. People who are theists...
clarify.
But I never said what you're asking me to clarify. Do you see what I'm...
So
do you
what
see the
did you
issue
say?
here?
I'm asking you to clarify what you said.
Oh, okay. So here's what I said, and I'm going to say it one more time. I do not demand anyone to worship me, whereas your God demands worship.
Dude, I already heard that. I don't care about that.
That's all I've been saying, though. You were the one that put words in my mouth.
I didn't put words in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
You said they're stuck in there.
No, I didn't say that.
When I asked you, you did.
Okay. All right, and I'm telling you that I don't think theists are stuck because theists can change their mind. A theist can say,
Okay.
oh man, my religion was wrong all along. I am now atheist. Literally happens all the time.
Okay.
So I never said what you're saying. I mean, if you're trying to play a game or something, like it's not, I don't get it.
What's the argument of morality from your point of view?
You have to take a look at the context and to all sides. So someone stealing something doesn't necessarily make it wrong if they're stealing food because they're hungry, and someone stealing a car doesn't make it wrong depending on the situation. Like for example, cops are allowed to steal cars as long as it means catching the perp. I forgot what they call it too, but they always did it in movies because cops are allowed to do that. They are allowed to just say, hey, commandeering. I'm commandeering your vehicle. Like they can do that, and that's theft, but it's allowed theft by our society. So morals really depend on what's happening. Here's a simple example. A gangbanger kills someone who's pointing a gun at them. The gangbanger gets arrested. A cop kills someone who's pointing a gun at them, and the cop keeps going with their job. Like there's a different ethics within our society that need to be addressed, and using morality, objective morality, looking at all sources, looking at
What do you mean by objective morality?
Morality that's separate from anyone's opinion.
But all that morality is our opinion.
No, it's not.
Explain how.
Have you ever heard of the Euthyphro dilemma?
No.
Oh, okay. You have your cell phone or anything?
Yeah, I do, but just tell me what it is.
Nah, man, because you're not. It's one of those things that I've already explained it to you so many times, and you didn't get it. So instead, I'm just gonna direct you to the original topic, which is called Euthyphro dilemma. It's EUTHYRPHO. Euthyphro. It's spelled really weird. But anyways, in this dilemma, I'll explain it to you anyways, again, just in case. So you can't say that, oh, you're not telling me. No, I'll tell you. Is it good because God says it's good, or is it good and God is saying it's good? Do you understand?
That wasn't my question.
Well, that's the Euthyphro dilemma.
Well, I didn't ask you about that.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't mention God at all.
Right. But that's the Euthyphro dilemma, bud. It doesn't sound like you understood the Euthyphro dilemma, man. Like, it's not...
I didn't even ask you about that. For you to bring up that, it's a red herring.
It's not a red herring, man. I'm telling you right now that the Euthyphro dilemma answers your question.
I didn't ask you about that.
Yes, you did. You asked me you asked me about objective morality. What is that, and how do I derive my morality? And you said it's everyone's opinion. I said no, Euthyphro dilemma. It's not an opinion of someone what's right and wrong. It's objective. It means that it's separate from people's opinions. See here, look at the difference. If I ask you, hey, are you cold? That's a subjective response, yes or no. I'm cold. I don't know if I'm cold. But if I ask you what the temperature is, that's an objective answer. Now you have to tell me, oh, it's 60 degrees. Like, that's a completely different thing. So it doesn't matter what your opinion is on whether or not something is it doesn't matter whether you believe something is an opinion or not. If it's true, it's true. Like, it's 60 degrees here. That's a true statement or a false statement. You can verify that.
Hold on.
You can verify whether or not...
Objective morality will stay the same throughout time, right?
Yeah.
Past, present, and future.
Yeah, it has always been. Just like, as an example, it's always been wrong to rape a woman. Always. It doesn't matter even if the book says it's okay. Doesn't matter how someone tries to rewrite it, it'll be wrong to rape a woman. Even
No,
if
but
our
I'm
society,
saying-
even if you live in a society that says it's okay to rape a woman, that's their ethics. And then morals are objective. They're separate from the ethics of a society. The ethics of a society are their laws within themselves. That's the opinion stuff. That's what you're talking about. But one of the issues is that you were raised
No,
theist.
but from an atheist point of
There
view.
is no atheist point of view. There is no atheist. You're atheist, dude.
What do you mean?
Dude, you're atheist. Do you believe in Thor or Wotan?
I've heard this argument before. It's so ridiculous.
It's not an argument. It's not ridiculous. Do you believe in Wotan?
It is.
I'm asking you a question.
I don't need to answer it.
Okay, then don't answer it.
I won't answer it because I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
It's just semantics, basically.
No, it's not semantics.
It is.
It is not.
Because we both know what we mean when we say atheist.
No. No, I know what you mean when you say atheist, but you have no idea what I mean when I say atheist, so I'm trying to explain to you what I mean. I'm telling you right
So
now.
what do you mean?
I tried to explain it to you, but you won't listen to me, man. Like, I don't really know what to do.
I'm listening to you.
No, you're pretending to listen. There's a difference.
Don't assume what I'm doing. Just explain what you mean by atheist.
Yeah. Atheist means does not believe in a theistic God. You do not believe in Wotan. Wotan is a
So what
theistic
God
God.
do you believe
You
in?
are atheist. I do not. I am
So what God do you
anti.
believe in?
No. There is no God that I believe in. That's the thing. I withhold belief from a God. So like, if someone asks you, there's a gumball analogy where if I have gumballs in a jar and I have no idea how many there are in there. You have no idea how many there are in there. And then I point to you and I say, hey, I think there's 256 in here. I think it's even. And then you say, I don't know how you determine that. What makes you think that? And then I say, oh, you just think they're odd. Like, is that a fair thing for me to say if you say I don't know? If I believe the gumballs are even and you don't
I've
know
heard this
how many
analogy
gumballs are in the thing, does that mean that you believe the gumballs are odd?
It's a false comparison.
I'm asking you a very specific question. If I believe the gumballs...
Answering your question.
You're not answering my question. You're avoiding answering the question. No, you're not addressing. You're avoiding it.
I'm addressing you.
Okay, sure. How is it
get
not
the
a fair
question.
comparison? Go ahead, tell me. How is it not a fair
It's
comparison?
a false comparison.
Sure, tell me how it's a false comparison.
Is there any information outside of that gumball machine that you've received regarding how many gumballs are in there?
None.
Exactly. And you're trying to compare that to God and religion? Well,
Yep.
there is information regarding God and the religious books.
No, the religious books
They
were
are
written by
information of
people.
God.
No, religious books were written by people, dude.
But you're making a false comparison.
I'm not making
Because
a false
there's
comparison.
You are making a... I just explained to you how you're making a false comparison.
No, you think you explained it, but I explained to you, I rebutted you. So you're repeating yourself and you ignored what I said in response to what you said.
You haven't responded yet because I
No,
just
I did.
finished what I was saying.
No, exactly, and I responded to it and you ignored it, dude.
I didn't ignore it because I was trying to finish what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Now listen to the... Do you even understand the analogy or what the analogy is trying to explain?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so go ahead, explain it to me then.
You're trying to say that... You go explain it, go ahead.
Oh, okay, see, that's what I thought. I'm going to try to explain it to you. Try to follow along, don't interrupt, and try to answer the questions honestly, because this is not a trick. This is just to help you understand my position. So,
Yeah, you want to talk...
holy shit! What did I just say? You have now one last attempt. You have now one last attempt before I end this conversation. Do you understand that?
I'm just
One
gonna
last
leave you
attempt.
talk to me like that. I'm not a child.
You just called me a
I'm not
bitch,
talking to-
and you think that I'm talking to you in some bad way? You need to
you're a
fix
selective
yourself,
hearing.
man.
Dude, you need to...
You have
Oh,
one
yeah,
last
yes.
try. You insult me one more time, I'm ending the call. It's as simple as that.
Did I insult you? Are you
You called me a bitch. Oh, are you stupid? Okay. Thank you very much for trying. You, sir, have shown how dishonest you are. Goodbye.
Okay, buddy. Okay. I don't...
Ah, Muslim apologists. Isn't that fun? Isn't Muslim apologists fun? Simply trying to explain the gumball analogy. Now, for anyone who was interested, who heard this video, the gumball analogy goes as follows, including myself in case I forget it. have a gumball. Jar of gumballs. This is from Matt Dillahunty and the Atheist Experience. I have a jar of gumballs. And in said jar of gumballs, I don't know how many there are. Could be even. Could be odd. No idea. Just poured in a bag of gumballs into a jar. And I show you the jar of marbles, of gumballs, whatever. And I say, hey, do you think it's even or odd? And then you say, I don't know. And my response is, well, I think it's even. Does that mean that you think it's odd? Well, you said, I don't know. And just because I think it's even doesn't mean you think it's odd. You can withhold belief because you don't have all the evidence. The argument he was trying to make was that, oh, we have outside information. A little voice whispered into my ear and said, hey, the little voice whispered into my ear and said, hey, that jar of gumballs right there, the fact of the matter is, I am the one who filled it, and I know exactly how many they are. No, I'm sorry, it's even worse than that. God told me how many there were in there, and he said that they were even. That's anecdotal. The person is saying that God told them. If God told them that the jar of gumballs was even, God could have easily told me too. But nothing like that happened. So all I have is this person's subjective view, their own personal experience saying, I've experienced a miracle. I had a hallucination. I was sitting in my room and suddenly I could felt God's energy running through me. And then, it was revealed to me that the number of gumballs was even. And I say, yeah, but I don't know. Does the person then get to say, you're just being arrogant? You need to believe what I say because God told me. This is the level of argument that I'm dealing with here. So, jar of gumballs got him upset. Ooh, I don't want no Caragor. What do I get over? Oh man. But anyways, what I was trying to say with the analogy is, just because I don't know how many gumballs there are, doesn't mean... Oh shit, how do I do this? There we go.
Ring God.
Alright, so just because I don't know how many gumballs there are, doesn't mean you do. Just because I disagree with you on how many gumballs there are, doesn't mean... Sorry, just because I disagree with you on your beliefs on how many gumballs there are, doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying I don't believe you. Give me some reason to believe you. That's all I'm saying. But these guys, these apologists have like no brain. Whew. Did I almost die? I have it on Gravewalker difficulty, so everything kills me in like 2 hits. So even these orcs are like... Fucking God. Ah, I killed the wrong one too. He's still messaging me telling me to get a better headset. I hate talking to people like that. Because I tried as best I could to stay nice and calm and answer every single question he had. Yeah, back to gumball analogy. I think I got distracted by the game and I started talking about something else. Yeah, so the gumball analogy is very helpful because it's trying to explain that, hey, the atheist position the atheist worldview, as he put it, is simply that I don't know whether or not a God exists. It also says I don't believe in a God. It's the same thing. I don't believe the gumballs are even. It's the same thing as saying I don't know if the gumballs are even. They're both the same. I'm withholding my belief. So in other words, that means the person is atheist. However, me, I'm anti-theist. I take it a step further. I say that anyone who pretends to be atheist, that person is sorry. I take it a step further. I say that any person who pretends to be, who says to be theist, that person's in the wrong. That all theism is actually incorrect. So I take it a step further. So the things that he's saying is like, oh, are you atheist? It's like, well, no, I'm anti-theist. And then he's like, oh, what's anti-theist? It's like, my man, how do I explain this? Because just in case, I'm gonna forward this to him, so hopefully he listens to it. But my man, listen carefully. If you are theist, you are also atheist to every other theistic god. So if you believe in the God of Abraham, by necessity, you do not believe in Vishnu, in Thor, Wotan, or any of the other 40,000 gods. You just don't, because all the gods are made up by people. You just believe in one thing that's made up by people. Stop believing in that, and then you'll be atheist as well. Well, fully atheist. Except that you're not fully atheist. You're atheist towards everything else except for the one God. Me, I'm atheist fully. So I'm atheist towards all the gods. I don't believe in any of them. But I'm also anti-theist. I take it a step further. They don't exist. I disbelieve in them. So in the gumball analogy, I'm saying it's odd, while you're like, it's even. And when I say it's odd, you point to me and says, well, you can't know it's odd. And I was like, I know it's odd because you were asserting that it's even. Very confidently, too. Why are you so confident it's even? Because, simple statistics. This is great Monty, what's it called? The Monty, Monty Hall problem. You have 3 doors. 2 of the doors have goats. 1 of the doors has riches. Pick one of the 3 doors. And then you open one of the doors. I'm sorry. And then you're like, okay, I want door number 2. You don't open the door, sorry. I'm skipping ahead. You don't open any doors. You just say, hey, I want door number 2. And then the person says, okay, well, since you picked door number 2, I'm going to eliminate one of the goat doors. And it happened to be door number 3, so it's going to be either door number 1 or 2. Which one do you think the treasure is in? Because of statistics, the way it works, and this is some crazy stuff, you can try it out yourself. The original time you chose, it was a 1 in 3. So you had a much better chance of getting it wrong than right. So it's 1 in 3. So then, he eliminated one of the doors. Now it's a 1 in 2. Logically, you were more than likely wrong the first time. So you should change your answer to door number 1. And when he reveals that behind door number 1 is a treasure, you go, hooray, I've solved the Monty Hall problem. This is the same issue. There are so many thousands and thousands of gods that even if someone is lucky enough to be born and raised in the right one, it doesn't mean a person outside of that religion that their religion is true. In fact, it's the opposite. It means that their religion is false and that the other religion is true. So how does that person who's believing in a false religion ever recognize, oh, wait, my religion isn't right, that's the true religion? And I'm going to explain it right now. It's very simple. Objective verification. When someone says something, you can test it. So if the person's saying there's an even number of gumballs in there, we can open up the jar of gumballs and count them out and verify, there was an even number in here. We can do that with the jar of gumballs. We cannot do that with a god. If there is a god, I don't know. And that's deism. That's just a simple belief that there's a god. Now, is there a god that acts in the world? we can say for certain that there is no benevolent God that acts in the world. None. Why? What makes you think that there is a benevolent God out there acting in the world? Do you see how much more immorality there is out there? You can say, oh, immorality, that's at the hand of humans. But no, there's things that are outside of human control. I mean, how is it good, the coronavirus? Like, God, if God made everything, he also made viral infections. These are good? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's people who think that drinking tea will make it so that COVID goes away because God is protecting them. Like, the same reasons that they believe in God, they also use to believe that drinking tea is going to cure you of COVID. This is the issue with theism. I mean, I can keep going on and on about all the issues and morality according to theism, but I would rather have a conversation with him. The problem is, as you noted in the past conversation, it ain't going well. Whenever I say one thing and he just like completely ignores it to say that I said something else. It's like, oh no, but this is what apologists do. Apologists pollute someone's mind. They make them think something that isn't true. It's sophistry. It's evil. People who are sophists, they use logical fallacies to rationalize things for themselves. You can't do that. It's like he started off his entire conversation with me by saying that I was dishonestly arguing with people. He's admitting at the outset that he is biased against me. So I, knowing this, tried to be as calm and as passive as I could. You know, up until the point he started calling me a bitch and stupid, in which case I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. You remember carefully about what I said, man, in case you're still listening, which I'm pretty sure you are. I'm pretty sure you are. You're pretending to listen. So you're hearing what I'm saying, but you're not actually listening to the words I'm saying. You can echo them back, maybe, but I doubt it. It's similar to how when I asked you, oh, so you know what the gumball analogy means? And you said, yeah. And then I said, oh, okay, so go ahead and explain it. And you're like, no, you explain it, go ahead. See, that's the type of thing I'm talking about, where you had a false belief, and rather than recognizing your false belief, oh, I understand it, I can explain it. Rather than understanding that false belief, you just kept going on. And you just believed yourself, saying, oh, no, I am right. Anyways, I'm gonna just leave you with this, man. It's very important that you understand this. I don't give a damn about whether your God is real or not. It's an immoral God because it says, worship me, or else. And you're saying, you misunderstood that. And I was like, well, you can either worship or not be saved. Saved from what? Saved from his wrath. Da-da-da-da. Worship me or else. It's bullying. It's dishonest. It's evil. You've been indoctrinated into thinking that, hey, it's a good thing, but it's not. It's like, it's horrid, dude. Like, you honestly need help. You need help. You need someone to help you escape the beliefs you're in. They're not true. Evil. Look at this. How does he know that Celebrimbor is a good guy? Or maybe he thinks Celebrimbor is a bad guy. How? By Celebrimbor's actions. The whole time I was playing the last game, all I kept thinking was, wow, how did I not see this? In this game, this is a big spoiler alert, Celebrimbor has been manipulating the Ranger the whole time, trying to get power and control so that he can be essentially the new Dark One. There's no difference between Celebrimbor and the Dark One. They're both mad for power. But Celebrimbor's trying to stop him, so we've aligned ourselves with him. This is the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation. Just because the enemy of my enemy is my friend in this situation doesn't make them not my enemy. That's what this game teaches. It's ridiculous. People need to... Okay, so I have to turn on my Elven Rage.
Sauron revealed his betrayal. I took up arms against him. In my wrath, I was determined to punish him for his treachery.
I'm almost dead. Ah, I'm dead. So hard. That is Grave Walker, so like they hit me 2 or 3 times and I'm dead. And I can't tell who my orcs are and who the enemy orcs are. So every time they raise their sword, I'm like, wait, who's gonna attack me? Oh, but anyways, yeah, it takes getting out of the religion for someone to understand that the religion is bad. So he's indoctrinated into thinking that someone with power might makes right. That's his idea. That because God is powerful and he created us and he can destroy us, therefore he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
When Sauron revealed his betrayal, I took up arms against him. In my wrath, I was determined to punish him for his treachery.
Ah, fuck. No excuse there, I saw that one. I just didn't push it fast enough. Did I just get hit? Oh, fuck. I need to exit that group. How did he hit me? What? I didn't even see him raise his arm. He just went. Mick. Ah, so hard. So hard. Ah, so hard. Anyways, but yeah. Oh, my bow and arrow. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I am the dumbest. I have to kill a lot of people so I can get my Elven Rage. Elven Rage. I think this is where I'm going to end it. It's just, I can't think of anything else to say other than, you know, I'm better than your God because I don't demand worship. There's no other way to explain this. Someone who demands worship wants you to be their slave. Worship me or else. That's bad. If I am not allowed to not worship you, I am being forced to worship you. I mean, we can say this in any way you want, but if a person is saying, worship me, or else, and then there's 3 dots after it, they are forcing you to worship them. This means that they are not worthy of said worship. If something is demanding worship of you, you shouldn't give it. Instead, you should do the opposite and say, I condemn your actions. Me? Worship? No. No, 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 no. Rude. You, sir, are beyond rude.
When Sauron revealed his betrayal, I took up arms against him. In my wrath, I was determined to punish him for his treachery.
I think that's it. That's the last one I needed. Nope. What? I don't even know what hit me. Ah, this is hard. I'm gonna have to do this later. So hard.